You?
Home is part
Helping
7.
someone again? That's the old
Subscribe, like,
Mark
comment,
Davis
and
I
share.
remember. Maybe, Chris replied, smiling faintly. For a moment, neither spoke. The silence between them filled only by distance and unspoken memories. Then Chris straightened. Listen, I need one of the backup cards reactivated, the private account. I might need to pick up a few things. Consider it done, Tom said. You'll have the code in minutes. And the silver laptop in my office. Wipe it clean, install the security software, and send it to me. I'll text the address. Still paranoid? Tom teased. Careful, Chris corrected gently. Old habits die hard. Tom's tone softened. All right, my friend, just stay quiet. The more she digs, the closer she'll get. She won't find me, Chris said, his voice steady. They exchanged good nights, and the call ended with a click. He leaned back, the thin mattress pressing against his spine, and let out a slow breath. The world outside hummed softly, distant cars, night air moving through the city he no longer belonged to. Somewhere between the memory of water, the warmth of music, and the echo of that call, he felt the pull of two worlds, one of noise and power, the other of peace and truth. He looked toward the fogged window, where the city lights blinked like patient stars. Let her have everything, he whispered. None of it matters. What mattered was a single face, a voice that had begun to heal the ache he thought was beyond repair. Setting the phone beside him, he closed his eyes, already imagining the sound of Lena's laughter. When Chris left, Lena stood quietly by the door, listening to the faint echo of his footsteps. The apartment felt oddly still, yet full. His presence lingered like warmth that hadn't quite left the air. She decided to make something light for herself, something that tasted like home. In a few minutes, she had a pot of porridge simmering on the stove, its soft scent filling the room with comfort. As she poured it into a mug and took the first sip, the heat spread through her body, and with it came sudden flashes of the morning, how Chris had steadied her by the waist when she was weak, how close he had been, the quiet way his eyes had searched hers. For a moment, she let the memory stay, her lips curling into a faint smile before she shook her head and whispered, "Stop it, Lena," snapping herself out of the thought. After finishing, she tidied the table and went to the bathroom to splash her face with cool water. Her reflection in the mirror looked brighter, her skin no longer pale with fever. She brushed her hair down and whispered, "Better now," almost to herself. Her phone buzzed, a message from her parents. "We haven't heard from you, my girl. 4 days is too long. Are you well? We wanted to hear your voice." Her heart softened instantly. She called back, waiting for the familiar voices, but the line didn't go through. The message repeated, "The number you have called is not available." She tried again, and again the same thing. She sighed. "Maybe the battery is dead," she said gently, "or maybe it's raining at home again." She placed the phone on the table and looked around the room. Her eyes fell on the shawl Chris had left behind, draped carelessly over the chair near the door. She walked over, picked it up, and folded it neatly. The faint scent of his cologne lingered in the fabric, clean, calm, a little like cedar wood. Without thinking, she brought it closer and breathed it in. The scent pulled her somewhere else, back to the hospital, to that quiet morning when he had touched her waist to steady her, his voice soft and careful, his eyes holding hers just long enough for her heart to skip. She smiled, shaking her head. "Lena, what are you doing?" she whispered, laughing under her breath. She placed the shawl carefully on the back of the chair and sat down again, sipping what remained of her porridge. The apartment was peaceful now, touched only by the sound of the kettle cooling and the faint hum of the night outside. She looked around and thought of how strange life could be, how one stranger's kindness could make the walls of a small room feel like safety. When Chris saw her standing there in that white and black dress, her eyes glowing like soft light, his words vanished. He just moved closer and hugged her, not planned, just pure. And when Lena hugged him back, the world went still. "Mark, Chris," she whispered. He smiled faintly, breath trembling.